Hello students, we'll proceed with the chapter of magnetic effect of current, and today we will study about electromagnetic induction. We have studied so far that a current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it. Today we'll see how magnetic field can help us to generate current. Students, electromagnetic induction is the phenomena of inducing current in a coil by changing magnetic field linked with it. What does this mean? We'll understand this with the help of an activity. But before we proceed to the activity, let us study about an instrument, that is a galvanometer. We have studied in chapter electricity that ammeter is an instrument which measures the current flowing in the circuit. A galvanometer, student, is an instrument which detects the presence of current in the circuit. ये मेजर नहीं करता, ये डिटेक्ट करता है कि सर्किट में करंट है या नहीं है. As you can see in the figure, the pointer always remain at 0, that is at the center, when there is no current flowing in the circuit, and it deflects to either side, left or right, depending upon the direction of current. So when the direction of current in the circuit is reversed, the diffraction of galvanometer will also reverse. Right students, let's proceed to an activity which will help us to understand electromagnetic induction. In this activity, I have taken a coil and I have inserted this coil on a insulating roll. I have connected this coil with a galvanometer and I have kept a bar magnet near it. I have kept the bar magnet in such a way that the north pole of the bar magnet is facing the end B of the coil. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to move the bar magnet towards the coil. When I will move the bar magnet towards the coil, I will find that there is a momentary deflection in the galvanometer. The moment the bar magnet becomes stationary with respect to the coil, there is no deflection in the galvanometer. That means the needle of the galvanometer will point at 0 mark. Now I am going to withdraw this bar magnet away from the coil. I will observe that again there is a deflection in the galvanometer, but now in the opposite direction. The deflection in the galvanometer shows that there is a current in the coil. This current which is flowing in the coil is called induced current. Now why the current is induced in the coil? Students, when the bar magnet is pushed in or away from the coil, the magnetic field of the bar magnet linked with the coil continuously change. And when the magnetic field linked with the coil change, EMF is induced which generates induced current. But when the bar magnet is held stationary with respect to the coil, although the magnetic field of the bar magnet is linked with the coil, but there is no change in the magnetic field. So there will be no deflection in the galvanometer, showing that no current is induced in the coil. In this activity, I have moved bar magnet with respect to the coil. Instead of moving the bar magnet, I can also move this coil with respect to the bar magnet. हम coil को भी move कर सकते हैं bar magnet के respect में. bar magnet को stationary रख के आप coil को अगर उसकी तरफ push करेंगे, then also current will be induced, and when the coil is withdrawn away from the bar magnet, again the current will be induced but in the opposite direction. That means whenever there is a relative motion between the coil and the bar magnet, current is induced in the coil. Students, when the bar magnet and the coil are moved in a same direction with the same speed, right? When they are moved in the same direction with same velocity or speed, then no current will be induced, because there is no relative motion between the bar magnet and the coil. Although both of them are in motion, but there is no relative motion between them. Therefore, no magnetic field lines linked with the coil will change, and hence no EMF will be induced. So this is one way of inducing current in a coil. Let us perform another activity in which I have taken two coils. One is called a primary coil and the other one is called secondary coil. I have connected these coils, I have inserted these coils on a cylindrical insulating roll. I have connected one coil with a battery and a key, and the other one is connected with a galvanometer. The coil which is connected with a battery is called the primary coil, while the other one is called a secondary coil. Now, when I will switch on the key, current will start flowing in primary coil, and before it will reach its maximum value, steady value, it will increase. So when the current in the coil will increase, I will find that there is a momentary deflection in the galvanometer. And when immediately after that, galvanometer will come back to zero mark as soon as the current becomes steady. When I will disconnect the key, I will find that again there is a deflection in the galvanometer, but in the opposite direction. Now why is it happening? When I will switch on the key, current will start flowing in the primary coil, and before reaching the maximum value, it will increase, although it will take fraction of seconds. But when it will increase, then the magnetic field produced by this primary coil will also increase, because we have learned in the topic of solenoid that the magnetic field produced by a coil is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. So when the current is increased in the coil, magnetic field produced by primary coil will increase, and hence the magnetic field of the primary coil, which is linked with the secondary coil, will also increase. As there is a change in the magnetic field linked with this coil, so current will be induced in it and galvanometer will show deflection. As soon as the current will reach its steady value, it will become steady. There will be no deflection in the galvanometer, because the magnetic field lines linked with the secondary coil will not change. And when I will disconnect the key, the current will decrease. As a result, again current will be induced in the secondary coil, because magnetic field lines linked with it are now decreasing, and hence galvanometer will show deflection, but now in the opposite direction, showing that current is induced but in the opposite direction. So by this way I can induce current in a coil by changing current in another coil kept near it. So far we have studied three methods. One, current can be induced in a coil by moving the coil in a magnetic field. Second, by changing the magnetic field across it. And third, by taking two coils and inserting them on a non-conducting roll, and by changing current in one coil, I can induce current in the second. So these are the three ways by which I can induce current in a coil, and this phenomenon is called electromagnetic induction. Student, let's see now how we will find the direction of induced current. We have studied about Fleming's left hand rule, right students, in which was used to find the direction of force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. Fleming's right hand rule is similar to Fleming's left hand rule. Let's see what the rule states. Stretch the thumb, forefinger and middle finger of your right hand so that they are perpendicular to each other. If the forefinger indicates the direction of magnetic field, thumb shows the direction of motion of the conductor, then the middle finger will show the direction of induced current. This rule is called Fleming's right hand rule. Let's try to understand this rule with the help of this sketch. In this sketch you can see I have stretched forefinger, middle finger and the thumb of my right hand such that they are mutually perpendicular. आपस में ये तीनों perpendicular हैं. If my thumb is pointing in the direction of force or movement of the conductor and forefinger points in the direction of magnetic field, then the direction in which the middle finger points gives me the direction of induced current. Students, using this simple rule, we can find the direction of induced current in a coil. So this was all about electromagnetic induction. I hope you have understood. Please read your NCERT books and revise the topic. Thank you.